Hey everyone, welcome back to Ragtag Stacking. In today's video I want to talk a little bit about the 2021 American Silver Eagles and why it could potentially be a low mintage year for the ASEs. I got a little 21 here for the year and a nice little walking liberty there for the apostrophe. But before I jump into the American Silver Eagles, I want to quickly show you just one more thing that's come in from eBay. It's no surprise here, another one of the Canadian silver dollars with the 1967 Centennial Goose there. As you all know, that is my favorite design, and for whatever reason, they've been the very easy to get on eBay for a good price. And as you also know, I hate these flips for most of my coins, so I'm just gonna break it out of the flip here. And there we go. It's got a little bit of toning around the edge, which is fine. The back is quite mucked up and ugly, but you know, I paid a good price for it, so it's not too bad. So yeah, obviously the condition of it isn't the greatest, but as long as I'm not paying at the high end of my budget, or what I consider high for the silver dollars, I really don't care too much about the... I'm working with the terrible shadows today. Sorry, I didn't set up the camera very well. But yeah, that's another one of the Canadian silver dollars there. I just wanted to show that before I jumped into the American stuff down here. So getting into the 2021 American Silver Eagles, a lot of people thought that last year, the 2020s, just because of how crazy and hectic of a year it was, that those 2020 coins could have some kind of maybe semi-numismatic value down the road. And if it is going to have any numismatic value down the road, it doesn't seem like it's going to be because of a low mintage. Last year, in 2020, they actually doubled the amount that they had produced the year before in 2019. So it was actually like 30 million of the American Silver Eagles were minted last year. So they did have quite a bit out there, you know what I mean? So the scarcity of 2020s isn't going to be what makes that year have a higher numismatic value, but that could quite possibly be the potential here for 2021s. Especially because there's going to be two designs. There's going to be the classic design here. Obviously, both coins are going to have the... I don't want to show two ugly coins in a row. The goose was ugly, and that 91 is kind of ugly. So here, I'll show a nicer one here. And again, sorry about the shadows. The camera's not the best today. So yeah, obviously everyone knows that this is staying the same, the walking liberty side, but it's the reverse that's getting changed. So for the first half of the year, they're going to be minting obviously the old design here, and then the mint has said mid 2021 is when the new reverse is going to come out. So that's the plan. Hopefully they stick to that, or it's not going to end up being like a situation like the 2020 Libertads or something like that, where you're going to be waiting till close to 2022 before seeing those new designs. So just with that factor alone, that there's going to be two different designs and they're only going to be minting each one for potentially half a year, then that in itself is going to make them low mintage. Each coin is going to be only minted for half the year. So adding that on top of some of the problems that they're seeing at some of the mints in certain cities, as far as like restrictions and things like that, this year 2021 is gearing up to be potentially a quite low mintage year. This article I'm going to show you is talking about some of the mints and some of the tough restrictions that they're facing. So that's the reason why the mintages are going to be so low. Is just the production can't be at where it's been in previous years to get a lot produced. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump onto the computer and show you the article that I saw on CoinWorld. Okay, so this is the article on CoinWorld. It says, will some American Eagle silver coins have low mintages in 2021? So it goes down here. It says NGC is identifying the limited output of 2021 American Eagle silver bullion coins from the San Francisco Mint as emergency issues. So yes, it says down here. I think it goes on down here that the West Point Mint is going to be the primary output of these coins. but they're going to be going on here talking about San Francisco and Philadelphia. It says, unless the U.S. Mint lifts production restrictions at the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints for the 2021 American Eagle silver bullion coins bearing the current obverse and reverse designs, the scheduled output of 495,000 Philadelphia mint strikes will be the lowest mintage of the series. And then moving down here, San Francisco is going to have a slightly higher output there at limited to 1 million coins. So yes, this is obviously subject to change, says the U.S. Mint production restrictions. So those production restrictions could be changed, lifted, altered, you know what I mean, as things progress in the year. We're still pretty early in 2021, and with certain things that need to be rolled out and to the general public, and maybe will help with what's been going on in the world. If that improves and things can kind of get back to normal, then maybe those mint production restrictions might be lifted, and the numbers there from Philadelphia and San Francisco will be potentially increased. But for now, what they're talking about is a nice potential for like a nice little numismatic value on some of these coins, because they are saying that certain mints are going to be quite lower mintage than what's normal. And it says, yeah, labeling. Obviously, we know that the monster boxes have 500 coins, and it says that the maximum issue for the San Francisco mint is the 2,000, so that's the million coins there. And then it says down here for Philadelphia that they have serialized boxes already, and the 990 boxes from there is the 495,000. So that's going to be the total from that. And as always, I will leave a link to this article down below. I don't want to read through the entire thing and have you guys have to suffer through listening to me stumble and bumble through words. But the rest of it is kind of going through things that we already know. They're going to be talking about the new design that's going to be rolled out. And down below it says the introduction of the new reverse design in mid-2021 is in coordination with incorporating anti-counterfeiting technology in the production process. So yeah, hopefully I was hoping that they were going to have something like the Britannia, and well, the Maple Leafs were kind of the first to have big changes on their coins with those radial lines and the micro engraved leaf. And then the new 2021 Britannias, they hit it out of the park. They blew it out of the water with with their security changes, and the way they were able to incorporate. The way they were able to incorporate those security changes onto the coin and actually making it look like a design choice, like aesthetically pleasing. It wasn't just, that little padlock thing, the trident padlock thing. That is a nice look. Some might say it's just kind of plopped on the coin, but it's not like the Sunshine Mint, anti-counterfeiting thing that they have on their coins and bars. That seems to kind of just be plopped on there and not really, a design choice. It serves its purpose as a security feature, but not really, as a design choice. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that they're going to have a potential for these low mintage American Silver Eagles from those particular mints. Like it said earlier or up top in the article there, that the primary mint for these American Silver Eagles is going to be the West Point mint, and I'm not sure if they have a number for the mint production, at least for the old design or even the new design. But I thought maybe they would have the old design mintage for what will be produced in West Point. So right now it's just San Francisco and Philadelphia that they're saying could be a low mintage because of those restrictions. But who's to say that I was proposing a situation where things got better. Well, things could potentially get worse, and unfortunately that could mean that it might affect the production that's happening at the West Point Mint. If they're slapped with those same restrictions because stuff's maybe getting worse in the world, then there's going to be even lower mintages. So yeah, it appears that the chance that 2021 is going to be a year where you might have a potential for some numismatic value on those coins. This might be the year that it happens. Like I said in the intro there, 2020 had a very, very high mintage of their American Silver Eagles, so it's not going to be the scarcity that makes the 2020s worth a little bit more in the future. But yes, that was the article. I just wanted to show it to you quickly. Like I said, it's Coin World, and I will leave a link in the description down below. But what I'm going to do now is jump off the computer and just do a quick little outro. Okay, so that was the article there on Coin World. Thought it was pretty interesting, talking about the potential for the low mintage on some of those from some of those mints. And I hope things get back to normal, or relatively in a relatively quick way. I know up in Canada we're still kind of dragging our feet with all this stuff going on with new lockdowns and this and that. So we're kind of going a little bit slower in the States. It seems like they're going to try and open things up a little bit more. I know obviously states like Texas and Florida are opening up quicker than other places, but up here in Canada it's a very slow grind still with a lot of things. A lot of mail still isn't being delivered straight to the house. The mailman's just dropping off the we missed you slips. Even if you're home, right at the beginning of the day, they're just dropping stuff off at the post office, no matter what it is, and just giving you the slip, so you have to physically go there. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's not that big of a deal. In fact, while I was making this, I had to check the door because I heard somebody there, and it was a slip, and hopefully I'll be able to pick up, because it is some precious metals, and hopefully I'll be able to pick those up and show you them tomorrow. It's going to be interesting to see how the 2021 is going to go with, everything that's been going on in 2020. We all know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it. But if we can start getting that under control and, start to gradually open things up and limit these restrictions, then the low mintage might not be as low as they're talking about now. But if it swings the other way and more things start getting restrictions, well, that could just mean more production limitations and limited coins being. So I'm going to end the video quickly, but before I do that, I just want to put the goose away into the new tube. So I do have 17 in here. 11 of them being of the goose variety. That's an ugly one to have on top. I like to have a nice one, a nice shiny one on top. No reason why, I just like to have it. And I'm going to put that there. These are swimming. I know that. This tube is a 39, and these are like, I believe, a 36 diameter. So I do have an order coming from Silver Gold Bull. Who knows when that's going to get there? I ordered that last weekend, and it's still not shipped out yet. So I know things are going to be a little bit slow for a bit because of the hype and stuff closing down and the demand driving stuff up. So it's going to be a while for that package to come in. But I did order some Philharmonic tubes, and those are slightly skinnier tubes, so there's not going to be as much movement in the Canadian silver dollars. There's not going to be as much movement, but it's going to kind of screw up the uniformity of my monster box, because I believe the Philharmonics are a 25 tube, and I've been stacking strictly with the 20 capacity tubes. But yes, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you come back for the next one. Thank you.